Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. With the MW3 beta coming to a close here, we obviously got 2 solid weekends of gameplay to give our feedback and give our reactions to what multiplayer is in MW3. And ideally, with that feedback now, Sledgehammer can make various different tweaks and adjustments to gameplay for launch to have the most solid and polished product possible. Right now, obviously, launch is only a little bit away, so we'll have to see how much actually changes from the end of the beta to launch. But with that, there is something else now out there that could seriously be a game changer when it comes to the launch of MW3 or, the future of MW3 after it does end up releasing. So wanted to dive into some details with that today. If you enjoy the video as we do so, do me a favor, drop a like on it, would be really appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee we're always up to date with absolutely everything going on in COD. Going to be a very busy couple of months here, obviously, between MW3 and Warzone. You're not going to want to miss a thing. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But initially, over the second beta weekend, Sledgehammer made this available, and we talked about this in a recent video. This is the official Modern Warfare 3 Trello board. Now, if you're an active viewer on the channel, I'm sure you're plenty familiar with what the Trello boards are. Modern Warfare 2 has one that Infinity Ward runs, Warzone has one that Raven runs, and now we've got the MW3 one from Sledgehammer, and this actually gave us some really cool insight into some of the things that we can expect to see updated, likely right on day one, as opposed to during the beta, just because it was so limited in time, right? A lot of these issues here we didn't actually see adjusted fully, but that means come day one, they're already well aware of these and they should be implemented completely for the launch day, obviously, which is cool to see. Things like the player health bar having some voice lines fixed, objectives not working correctly, various other things like that, some big, some small, teammate footsteps being super loud, stuff like that. It's really nice that they're already out there with this very transparent level of communication when it comes to the state of multiplayer just from the beta. But we can actually take this an extra step and go throughout a ton of community feedback and see even more direct updates that it already seems Sledgehammer is paying close attention to. What we have here is actually a different Trello board. I know it looks similar. This one, however, is not run by Sledgehammer. This is run by Chad of Duty. He's just a community member, a follower of mine. I know he initially has done this for some previous titles as well, like Warzone and MW2, and he's basically gone through and tracked a ton of different things. He's got his own surveys on here for community members to fill out and report bugs and do all sorts of stuff to just help with the overall state of the game. He's got it ready and set for launch day on November 10th with stuff, but we have things that have been fixed and updated, and some of these, like I said, are actually largely in part due to this Trello board. There were some very niche, very specific updates that were put into the beta general bug reports tab here, or beta progression bug reports and whatnot, and they've actually been updated here. Things like the striker feeling very strange and whatnot, UI things being changed around here and there. So this is already proving to be extremely useful, but what I find to be the most important out of this is these 2 tabs here: beta general feedback and beta general bug reports. Now, bug reports are what they are. Obviously, with the beta, we all ran into various different glitches and problems in game. That's the point of a beta, is to widely be able to test and see what those direct issues are. So various different crashes on PC. PS5 players experiencing a dev error when they launched the beta. Dev error 841 in Ground War. That was happening a lot, where you just get kicked out of the match. No keybind for activating a field upgrade. That was sometimes missing for players. The tracker grenade SFX and UI persist after death sometimes. The longbow 10-round magazine doesn't function on the vault blueprints. Just small things here and there that might be a little bit goofy that they might not have picked up during their QA and playtest sessions behind closed doors. So the beta feedback bug report section is awesome here, and there's a ton. You guys can see me scrolling here between the UAV not being visible on PS4 sometimes, the recon health with battle rage, all sorts of very specific things here from weekend 1 to weekend 2. And like I said, some of these have actually already been updated. Things that were previously in this tab have been moved over to fixed because Sledgehammer caught this and they ended up updating the beta because of that. But then we get to the general feedback, and this is where you could actually go through, give your general feedback if you want, and I'll leave a link to this Trello down in the description below if you want. But then this is where a bunch of different players cumulatively have come together and recommended various different changes to gameplay, things that could drastically help or improve what we already have going on in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. So keyboard and mouse players expressing mouse input feeling a little floaty and delayed in ADS. Keyboard and mouse obviously always feels a little bit funky clunky in regards to controller with aim assist and everything like that. So just optimizing that a little bit more. Some players would like to see the implementation of bunny hopping to have that extra bounce when you are able to do a jump shot. Obviously, that's part of the movement meta that is not currently live within MW3. We have the slide cancel, we've got tack stance, drop shotting, but bunny hopping not as there this year. Very different from years past, of course. Some players would like to see the removal of the delay after sliding. This, of course, is something that Sledgehammer has actually already gone through and adjusted a little bit throughout beta weekend too. They made that delay a little bit less, but a lot of players are saying, hey, what if we just move that out entirely, because it's not really serving a full purpose since there's no tack sprint reset anyways. What I'm gathering as we're reading through all this is that these are things that a lot of players have all said basically the same thing on, and that's usually pretty good when everyone can come together and say, okay, this and this are direct problems, and it's not like this but maybe that too. It's much more defined. That's usually a sign of good things to come, right? Also, players would like to view their deaths on the scoreboard. A very small thing, but when you pop up, you'd like to see, okay, am I 22 and 12 or am I 22 and 20 and I feel like I'm doing way better than I am, right? Players would like an option to bind, slide, and dive to different buttons on controller, basically because there is that initial delay when you want to slide. It's going to see if you are tapping or holding, so it doesn't instantly do it. If you were able to bind these to separate buttons there, it would actually make a very big difference in general responsiveness, which would be a huge thing as well for movement. Players would like to see the return of specialist streaks. I, for one, think that would be awesome. Players would like to see 9v9 or greater playlists available at launch. And actually with this, apparently Sledgehammer did mention during the early looks at COD Next and whatnot that they have some ideas in mind for future LTMs and multiplayer for changing around maybe things like the player counts. So hopefully we see that come to fruition and we get some more input on like some of those larger maps, like even a state, for instance. 9v9 or 10v10 could probably play pretty well on that. Wasteland as well, Derail, I feel like those could play pretty good in some larger squad sizes, not just 6v6. Medals popping up on your screen, that'd be cool to see return. Would like the option to traverse quicker on horizontal zip lines, various different small things like that, but then also larger things too. Stalker boots could be tweaked to increase their appeal and feel comparable to prior iterations of the perks, some more MW3 like from back in the day. Snipers have voiced their concerns about the duration of the kill feed. It lasts for pretty long, so sometimes your feeds aren't as accurate as maybe they should be in real time. Weapon attachment categories appearing as available in the in-match gunsmith, but you can't do it in game. So like for instance, if you started a weapon at level 1, sometimes you could go through in game, start customizing your setup and put like an optic or some of the more universal attachments on it. But if you try to do that on the main menu, everything just showed as locked. So one of those is bugged. It could be either or, but it'd be nice to have that fully fixed there. Lobbies not disbanding, obviously a huge thing there too. You want to have that repeated lobby if you have a good connection, or if you want to rematch a team that you just had a close battle with, whatever the case may be, would be fun to see that return. And then they have hashtag bring back the hole for the hallway on the upstairs part of Skid Row. That's a pretty funny one on there as well. But these are a lot of, like I said, collected gameplay ideas that the community has said in sort of coordination. Hey, this would be good, this would be good, this would be good. So this entire Trello board could seriously help change the game for day one in pretty much all positive ways, right? This level of feedback in just one collective place is wildly beneficial for the devs to look at. So if anyone from Sledgehammer or Call of Duty is checking out this video, like I said, I'll have a link to this Trello down below. If you guys want to give your feedback for this Trello, you can also find it there as well. But a very, very useful tool. Shout out to Chad for going through and putting in the time and effort to get this thing fully set up, because this is really, really helpful in the grand scheme of things. And of course, post-launch, like I said, he's already got the tabs ready for multiplayer, for Warzone, for zombies. So hopefully this continues to help general gameplay as the year progresses. But that being said, that's going to wrap things up for this one. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it, would be really appreciated. And if you're new here, you want to guarantee you're always up to date with all things going on in COD, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.